Hi guys, welcome to our live stream today, December 11, 2020. So we'll start off with BTC and then BTC dominance and then some altcoins. If you have some chart requests, then feel free to chat in the live chat. Mighty. Oh, let me just check our chat. Mighty. So anyway, let's start off with BTC. I'll be using both a Renko chart and then candlestick. So we'll start off with the long-term view and then the short-term view. That was actually. So if you have watched my previous videos, a long-term view is still the same unless, of course, invalidated. So I think at the moment that view is still intact. However, what we are seeing is a healthy correction, in my opinion. So this is a triangle pattern. And normally a triangle pattern, we just measure the height of that and then we'll put that at breakout, which is near X. So possibly a Bitcoin will more than 28,000 or close to 30,000. However, as you can see, using this Renko chart, that's actually a triple top. That's one, and then another here, and then here. So using this Renko chart. And currently it's forming a projected bearish Renko chart, which could possibly target this area. The low of that is 17,220 area. So that's possibly the next support I'm looking at, which is close to a CMC gap of around 17,000, 17,220 or 17,200 to this support area, which is around 16,200 level. So that's the support I'm looking at, and of course the resistance is still this area. So anyway, let me just show the gap using the CMC chart, and then I'll use the candlestick, because if you use the Renko chart, you cannot see the gap, and then 3 hours. So this is actually the very big gap. It's just loading at 3 hours. So which is this area. More or less down to that level could possibly reach the 6,500, which is also the previous gap that's already been filled. So let's just go back to a Bitstamp. I think Bitstamp is the chart I used a while ago. And then there. So take note of that. Actually, I have a posting at the 7 a BTC long. However, since it's not yet filled, so my order is still or is still open at the moment. So let's see if that will be filled or not. Oh, it's too slow. Let's check the 5G. But it's still loading, which is anyway. So there. So let's just insert the CMC gap at the 17,000 area. Just change it to yellow and then the CMC gap. The coordinates there is 16,980. And then the style, or maybe this one. And then this. So that's the CMC gap at around 16,980 area. So now let's also compare it, our analysis using the candlestick. I think normally they're almost the same. Just remove all the drawings. And then, yeah, let's just wait for it to load all this candlestick here. Actually, during this the previous days, most of my trades are actually in commodities, US indices. For cryptocurrencies, yeah, I do have some longs, but that got stopped out. So, which includes, of course, BTC, Ethereum, Litecoin, and XMR. Do I have other? Yeah, I think that's. Oh, actually, I EOS at other exchanges. Oh, and XRP, of course. But for XRP, it's not futures, but rather a spot since I'm accumulating XRP for long term. And aside from that, of course, on the upcoming Spark airdrop snapshot around December 12, around Saturday, I think, or tomorrow. Yeah, that's tomorrow, December 12, 00 UTC, or in Philippine time, that's 8 a.m. So I think some of my or the XRP that I hold in some local exchanges or virtual currency exchanges is not participating in such airdrop. So I already transferred some of my XRP to the participating exchanges. But that's for XRP. So we'll just discuss that later. So using the candlesticks, can we just use this? Oh, I'll just use this area. So we'll just measure the height of this triangle and then put that at breakout. Then let's just copy and then Control V and then put that here. Which is the target here is almost the same, 28,000, or at least close to 30,000. But we'll just use that area. And then I will just, of course, the trend line here. As long as this uptrend holds, uptrend is still intact unless otherwise it's invalidated. So actually it's a widening wedge. However, it currently is on a healthy correction that could possibly at this area, which is around that 17,000. If you look at it, or let's make it bigger, and that's actually a doji, and normally I put my support at a doji candle, so that's more or less around this area. So that's the support I'm looking at, because currently trend is still, if you look at the high, is still going lower. So more on, for me, it's still on a bearish mode. Could possibly around this area, 17,100 area. Breakdown to that level, of course, possibly this area of around 16,200 area. The what's that? Renko chart, and of course, worst case is for it to retest this area, if ever. So right now, for now, I think let's just use the 17,200 and possibly the 16,200 as support areas. The resistance is still here around the 19,600 area, or at least 19,400. Yeah, this area. We'll just use this area, which is before that here, which is here is around 19,700. So we'll just use on conservative notes as 19,500 as immediate resistance area. But my bias here, it's actually still a possible continuation of this downtrend pattern. So I think let's see how it goes if this 17,100 to 17,000 CMC gap will hold. Else, a breakdown to that level could possibly retest 16,200 area. The resistance I'm looking at is more or less the 19,500 area. So let's see how it goes. So I'll just, actually I'm also in a waiting mode at the moment because I did not try this area. So I'll just wait for that support area and then before I will go long. So now let's move on to the next, which is, let's look at the BTC dominance. Oh. So this is the daily time frame of a BTC dominance. currently holding above the trendless area, which is currently at 63.76 area. The support I'm looking at is the area up down to that level could possibly retest this area, the 62%. Um, but if it continues to trend higher, possibly retest this area, which is close to 67%. But my bias here is actually more on a bullish trend since it's holding at this area. So let's see how it goes because it's holding within this area. So as long as it holds, as this holds, my bias is still it will the dominance will go higher. So unless it goes for BTC dominance, and then what else? Yeah, most of my trades actually for this week is mostly on commodities. And yeah, I remember. Move on this XRP. Anyway, if you have some questions, just feel free to ask. So XRP, as I mentioned, there is a Spark airdrop. Snapshot will be tomorrow, 00 UTC, or that's 8 a.m. Philippine time. What's my target here? Actually, before I remove that, because actually I'm looking at a possible triangle area here, but still within this area. So I'm waiting for a possible breakout. I'll use this. Alina! Oh. Okay. So actually for XRP, as what I mentioned, I'm waiting for a possible breakout. But my bias here is possibly it will break this area or an upside breakout. So let's just measure that. Alwina, no. Sit ka muna. So with a possible target of around, just copy that. Oh, I think that's not. we'll just copy this. Ano, Alvina? So which is a possible target of around $1 or close to $1 area. So if it break down, possibly that will be, let's just copy that. Breakdown is possibly will be back to 14 cents or 14 cents, but yeah, in that area, in my opinion. That's why my bias here is it will possibly break this area. So the possible catalyst is of course tomorrow. Let's see how the XRP holders, or yeah, if other participants who want to participate in the airdrop could move or break this area. So let's see. So for participating exchanges, you can just check on the www.flare.xyz. That, oh, I think I already have that right there. Flare.xyz, supporting exchanges. So it includes all the most of the exchanges and some wallets. So you can just check it out. And then if your wallet or exchange does not support the airdrop, then you can transfer it to these exchanges or wallets. So you can just browse this out. So actually, there's a lot of big global exchanges are here, and even some wallets. So there. So I think let's see. Actually, for this week, yeah, I buy some, and even today I bought some at around 55 cents. So I will hold that actually for long term. Why? It's not just because of the airdrop, but of course because of the possible returns, long-term returns that I'm expecting for XRP. Because I do compare the BTC, Ethereum, and XRP possible returns. If it will retest the previous highs or the all-time high. So there. Actually, we can actually do that here. Yeah, so that you can also see the possible returns. Because normally when I'm trading, I look at the possible returns. Of course, aside from the fundamentals. Fundamentals and then what's in it. So possibly this area. So that's the possible return more or less around 395 area. But for BTC, even if it hit the 30,000 or close to 30,000, the returns is just, I think, lower than XRP. Well, it's just loading. I too. So it's anyway, just a brief background about myself, or when do I start investing. Actually, I started investing 2008, but I started in Philippine Stock Exchange, and then after that, I think from 2008 to 2000, more or less 2016, because I'm expecting a possible another crisis, 2018. However, it did not happen, but happened 2020. Oh, I think I did. Did I use that? Or I'm expecting a possible crisis 2018 because every 10 years, more or less 10 years, there is a crisis. So I sell off or risk off 2016. And then I started to know about Bitcoin also 2016. So at that year, I also started to accumulate Bitcoin at actually less than $1 every day until I accumulate some. And then from there, more or less 30,000. So let's just use that. So that's a possible 66%. So compare it to XRP if it reach the previous highs or the all-time highs or close to all-time high. So that's more or less around 400 returns. So that's my reason. Because the bottom line here in trading is, of course, you want to have a consistent profits or increase your capital. So where I am, yeah. From 2016, yeah, I started in Bitcoin 2016, October 14, 2016, and then I just started trading futures around May 2019. So of course, at first, I also got stop out. So around 400 percent ROE versus Bitcoin of around 66% if it reached the 30,000 area. So let's see, and then for Ethereum. So that's how I started in trading cryptocurrencies. And then currently, most of my trades are actually in futures, BTC Perpetual, Ethereum Perpetual, and Litecoin Perpetual. And of course, I also hold some altcoins. And of course, I'm also trading commodities, forex, and or Philippine stock exchange or stocks, Philippine stocks. I'm not trading US stocks or other global stocks at the moment. So this is the Ethereum chart. Let's use first the Renko chart using the daily time frame. I think if you have watched my previous video, that's still the same. So anyway, options contract are expiring today at 4 o'clock, just a few hours from now. So that will be a possible catalyst for volatility. So let end it before 3 o'clock. So let's see. Oh, that's very slow loading. So I think let's just discuss the major or the top three cryptocurrencies based on market cap. But if you have some requests, then feel free to type in the live chat. Oh, let me just close it. So this is the Ethereum or ETH chart using this Renko chart, and you can see that it's already break out the or it break the previous strong resistance, long-term resistance actually, but currently retesting that previous resistance now becomes the support area, which is um, if you see a triangle pattern, as what I've mentioned, just measure the height. Oh, oh, sorry. Just measure the height and put that after it break out. And that's our possible target. Let's just copy that and then paste. So which is more or less at this area, or that is close to $2,000 possibly. But of course, on conservative notes, we will use this area as a possible target. So if you compare the Ethereum, XRP, and Bitcoin target around 28,000. So that's a possible 100. I mean, for BTC, that's a possible return of 66% if it reach that area, our target area. For XRP, close to 400% possible ROE. That's what we use is more or less the close to all-time high. And then for Ethereum, we use the more or less close to all-time high, or the all-time high, which is possibly a 158% possible return. So comparing the three, of course, the most attractive return is XRP, in my opinion. So there. So for Ethereum, on a short-term time frame or short-term view, possibly it's $500. I think that's the $500 is already a strong support in my opinion. So you can just use this, those, yeah, possibly that area using this trend line, uptrend line. This area as a resistance area. So of course, the immediate resistance is at this previous high of around 620 area. So that's the resistance I'm looking at. So I think that's it for Ethereum. As long as you can see, the uptrend is still intact. As long as this is intact, of course, will still be a bullish. This is just a healthy correction, in my opinion. As long as it the uptrend line, the uptrend channel holds. But if it break this trend line, uptrend channel, of course, that's the time that I will change my view from bullish to bearish if ever that if it break down. So let's see. Well, currently I'm also waiting for this to at least hold or find a good support area before I relong. So I think that's it, guys. If you have questions, just feel free to ask. So what else? Oh, well, if you compare a BTC and gold, since BTC and gold are high correlated with each other, so that's really a very a solid downtrend. But let's see if this holds, because I'm expecting a possible cap and handle. with a possible target of around close to 3,000, I think. Well, yeah, close to 3,000 area. If it breaks this possible handle I'm looking at. So let's see. Butter and those are, I think, a BTC or cryptocurrencies. In order, majority are cryptocurrencies, followed by commodities, and then US indices, and then Philippine stocks, and yeah, I just add some forex as of this week. So I have some forex transaction because currencies at the moment. So instead of so to have other income streams or realized gain, I trade forex. So I think that's it. Coin. Oh, actually, because of a Federal Reserve continuous stimulus, that's will possibly push the other assets, especially a Bitcoin, to break that 20,000 area. So how about Litecoin? Oh, did I not discuss? Yeah, yeah. I think I did not discuss it. Oh, actually, I'm using the. I think I used the Elliott wave here using the candlestick. But anyway, let me just delete this. Actually, Bitcoin, I think, yeah, I relong at around 73 and 72 area. So currently I'm at 72 and 73. The average entry price there is 72.5. So currently I'm at a loss. I unrealized loss because um, I did not yet close it. And then I'll explain later on the possible, the Elliott wave I'm looking at using the candlestick. So this Lycon is also in a triangle pattern. However, it did not yet break that pattern. So it's still within that long-term downtrend area, which is this area. And if you look at it, it's currently forming a possible bearish Renko chart that could possibly continue to trend lower. So again, just the basic is buy at support and of course sell at resistance or go short at resistance. I think of course, that's the basic in trading. So why did I already? Because I'm expecting it's already close to this area or the 70 area as support area. So the resistance I'm looking at is of course this previous highs of around $90. So just a short-term view on it. Long-term, once it break this area, possibly, of course, it will also create a new all-time high. So let me just show I think Elliott wave. I tried it because I'm expecting it to retest 100 area. I think that's wave 5 or wave 3. So let me just I don't know if I think I used 3 hours in that. Though we can also use this daily chart. 1, 2, 3. Let's because it's a very slow loading. Oh, US oil already reached a 47 area. For this week, I also have some use at this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's just plot that and then so more or less at this area. So I use the base or the one. I mean the start of wave one as for my fib area. So possibly I'm expecting 1.618. Normally I use that as a possible target. But on conservative note, I'm looking at $100 as a possible target. And then we'll try to retest this or the high of wave 1, which is around more or less a 90 area. And then possibly a wave 5. So possibly this area, one or this 1.618, which is close to $150. So let's see how it goes for a Litecoin. So anyway, let's try to look at the other indicators. There is actually on 3 hours time frame. Let me just delete that. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at for a Litecoin using that Elliott wave. Divergence indicator and the price. You can see that there is a possible it's going down and a possible regular bullish divergence forming that area. So when we say divergence, the price and the indicator direction is different. So this is the price here is going down while the divergence indicator is going up. This is a possible regular bullish divergence. So I think that's also one of my reasons why I relong at this Litecoin. So of course, immediate resistance using this 3 hours time frame is of course this area, the 78, and breakout to that 78 will possibly retest this 84 until this $90. So I think that's it. And of course, the support I'm looking at is wait, let me just make it uh, this area, around the 70 area. So breakdown to that level could possibly retest this area, which is the 67 area. So I think that's it. Actually, I'm also starting to using the OBV, but Normally, most of my trades are just based on the price and this divergence indicator if ever I use an indicator in trading. So I think that's it. If you have other question, feel free to ask. Oh, really? Okay. He said at 67 at 70 what's oh I mean 71.43 67 and I'm gonna add more at 65. Okay. So actually also in trading futures, I also do averaging. So, but currently my average entry price as of this time is 72.5 because yeah, as what I mentioned a while ago, I entered long at 73 and then 72. So of course the average of that is 72.5. So I think that's it. Thanks guys for tuning in. If you have some other questions, just feel free to ask. Else, I will end this stream in 3 minutes. That's exactly, yeah, 1 hour before the option, BTC option expire. Because I expect a more or less a volatility before that 4 p.m. Philippine time. If you have questions, feel free to ask 1 hour before that options expiry. So what else? Oh, I just read just about that. What was that? Is I think Zem or Nem. Maybe you can use this one. Oh, aside from that, I'm because it will also have an airdrop next year. So I don't know. Is this the high of Nem? Try to look at coin market cap. I'm looking at coin market cap because sometimes exchanges don't reflect the all-time high of some assets. So let's just validate that. NEM, it's really a very, well, is it NEM. Oh, there. So the all-time high here is, oh, it's 2.09. So this is not a good chart. We can check on the other charts maybe. Let's try this Bittrex. 2.09 or more or less $2. So how about this one? Actually, I also have some NEM, also have a NEM wallet, but I don't know if I have a balance in it. Maybe I'll just check it out. So the high is 2.09 here. All-time high 2.09, January 4, 2018. This is, oh, yeah. I think Bitrec is much more better than the other chart that we'll look at. There was actually a double bottom using the Renko chart. However, see it. I did not see it. Anyways, so we'll just use that. So possibly this, try to use this one. And then this area, possibly this area. Oh, correction. Currently at correction. So possibly around 55 cents if ever it break this. Is 45 cents. Actually, we can just use this area. So possibly it will trade within this uptrend channel. So let's see with a possible target of around this area of around 55 cents. So more or less that area or at this area. Or more or less 60 cents. But of course, on conservative note, and the support I'm looking at is next or this area. More or less another bearish Renko bar, which is at what's that? 16 cents. It's currently trading at 20 cents. So let's see how this NEM goes. Actually, there's a lot of altcoins that already at a very discounted price. I'm actually personally I'm accumulating some gold altcoins because as I mentioned a while ago, the return of BTC versus some other altcoins is, for me, it's also attractive, but of course I'd like to um, trade that have a good possible returns. Though I'm still holding some BTC, of course. So I think that's it. What's that? The USDT. Oh, I think this is a new coin. I think they will also have, what's that? I think we will also have airdrop, but I don't know. I don't know the exact date of it. So let's just try to look at I don't know which exchanges first list the. So let's just try to look at least at the high. So that will be our reference in our. So let's try to use, oh, said the USDT. So for exchanges, oh, really? It went as high as $5.17. Wow. And it's currently trading at 1.35, so more or less 80% down from its high, more or less. So 5.17, this one is, oh, it's not. Let's use another chart, the USDT. So how about this Q coin? I'm just 4.70. Yeah, USDT. How about this? The other, which is OKEX. What's the highest price? I hope CoinMarketCap will also have a trading view chart so that this we can just use that chart. So more or less, yeah, it's better to use OKEX chart because it reflects that all-time high of around 5.17 in this coin market cap. 5.17 dollars. So let's just close that and then we'll just analyze this one. Oh, using this candlestick, you can see that there is a bear here, a bear divergence that appear in this area. So how it became a bear? So this is going up while the indicator is going down. So that's actually a regular bearish divergence. So, well, actually, look at the just the candles alone. You can see that the sell-off is still, or the bears are still very strong at the moment. So we can just try to. Actually, we can just even use this area. This is the low and this is this area. So it's currently retesting the support. So I think at the moment, let's wait if this support holds, else it will retest this area more or less, this $1 area. So more or less this area. Um, that's $1 area. However, that a daily candle or time frame is not yet closed, so we still have to wait 8 hours before this candle will close. And of course, the resistance I'm looking at is this breakout to that level could possibly retest, of course, this next resistance of around 2.64. However, let's look at the on the daily time frame. Let's look at the lower time frame, which is the 3 hours. So let me just delete all of this. So currently at support, breakdown to that support could possibly retest $1, resistance at 1.80, breakout to that level at $2.6. So let me just use this 3 hours time frame. possibly that's there. And then where are the other? Oh, there. Three hours. Oh no. But same with the daily time frame. It's currently at the support area. It's already at oversold territory. So I think it's better for you to watch at this area because I think it could possibly bounce at this or this support area will hold because the RSI is already at a 28.69. So let's just try to this area. Actually, that was a breakout from there. I mean, a breakdown from here, that area. So using this area, it's as long as it holds. This could possibly be a hidden divergence. But yeah, as much as possible, look at that support area if this holds around this area, because this is actually a very critical moment or critical area. So let's see. A breakdown to that area could possibly, yeah, more or less that $1 area. You can just use this next support area at this area, the 1.19 area. Because the previous bull here is at least a 22 RSI. So I think at this moment, I'd rather wait for at least consolidation at this area, or at least it will bounce or a strong bounce from this area. Else, I'll just watch it using the 3 hours time frame. Oh, we can also try to check on the 30 minutes. Yeah, because when I'm scalping, I'm using 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let me just delete that. But of course, on the daily time frame, as I mentioned, the support I'm looking at is the $1. The resistance at 1.80, and the breakout to that 1.80 could possibly retest 2.6. 30 minutes time frame, a possible descending triangle. Normally, a descending triangle is actually most of the times, this is a bullish pattern. But of course, wait for a breakout here. So I think just the same with the other time frames, still on a wait and see mode. So they're still at the support area. But anyway, let's try to look at the possible target using this 30 minutes time frame. So let's just measure that, and then let's copy that. And then let's put that here at the breakout 1.78, which is close to daily resistance, which is 180 area. So let's see, and if you look at it, there and there, and possibly here. It's actually consolidating or at this area. And it's a descending triangle, which is more or less a bullish pattern. So let's see how it goes. And use even just using this trendless, you can see that the divergence indicator, there's already a possible upside here using the 30 minutes time frame, because this one it's consolidating while the divergence is going up already. So more or less my bias here is more on an upside potential with that target 1.80, and then possibly break out to that level. We can use the 2.60 on the daily time frame. So yeah, possibly you can also use this one. Normally I use, of course, the possible risk reward. So more or less just that even if I can uh, oh, what happened? So at least the low of this triangle or descending triangle, that will be my stop loss 1.28, and target 1.78 or that 1.80 using the daily time frame. And you can see that the risk reward ratio is 6.78. Normally I enter a transaction if the risk reward ratio is at least at 2. So that's a possible 32% possible upside. And of course, if I got stop out, I will lose around 4.82% or 5, or more or less close to 5%. What's happening? So I think that's it for I don't know when is the airdrop. What's the I think it's not included here, but I know there is an airdrop for Dia. So I think that's it, guys. If you have other, I already discussed the Bitcoin. Oh, but I use Dia USDT. I use OKEX because on OKEX we can see the 17 area. I think the Binance chart did not reflect that all-time high. So I use, of course, the much, at least a reflection of that, more or less the highs, so that we can see a much better picture. Yeah, in my opinion, of course. That's why sometimes I look at the coin market cap to see the highs and the lows of a particular asset. So and then ADA USDT. Actually, I'm also looking at ADA USDT. I think it's also in my list here. but let's just use this daily time frame. And let's remove these all drawings and then ADA USDT. Let's just look at the highs of this ADA. I don't know. I don't know what's the high of this ADA. I think when it comes to development, ADA is at the number 1. So that's one of my reason why I'm also looking at ADA. But currently, I don't have ADA at the moment. Yeah. Because what I accumulate during this week is XRP. So let's just look at the, what's that? The highs. It's just so slow. So the high of this is, the all-time high is 1.33 January 4, 2018. So at least, and 1 cent, 1.33. So let's try this one, Binance 1.33 as the highs. Oh, let's just, is this? Is this all the chart? 1 point, what's that? 1.33, 1.13. 1.33. So let's just close that. 1.33, and this one is, I don't know, I think it's still loading. Let's just wait for it to load all the time. 1.33. Oh, currently at over sold territory. $1.33 more or less. Is this it? Oh, just 39 cents. Sorry, then I don't like this one because it does not include the all-time high of 1.33 area. So ADA USDT. So let's try this Kraken. Is this all? Oh, I don't like this also. ADA USDT. Bitrex. Ano Q? Bitrex. What's my ADA here? Oh, that's the Kraken. So let me just delete it. I'll just change it to Bitrex. ADA USDT. So this one. So let's just wait it to load and then let me just add it. And this one. Okay. Just at 1.33 area, around that area. Just look at the weekly time frame. And that's a chart. Time frame, and then let's go to the daily time frame, because using this weekly time frame, you can see that there is actually a divergence, a bearish divergence. This is actually going up, while that price is already, the indicator is already going down. So that's it. So sometimes the divergence indicator also did not show that divergence as compared to this one that it captured. So there is also some disadvantages of it. So yeah, but as of course as trader we should be flexible, and I think this is also one of the basics. Divergence, convergence, and of course the basic support, resistance, trend lines. So that's a regular bearish divergence. So I will use this. Actually, we can use I think we can use, wait. I think we can use this one. Yeah, more or less we can also use this one, the parallel channel or an uptrend channel. So possibly on a weekly time frame, it could retest at this support area or around this doji area, which is the 10 cents. Currently, it's trading at around 13 cents. Wait, let me just, the start of this is this area. So we can also plot a possible support here. But if you look at the divergence indicator, seems like it's already trendless, or possibly it will consolidate or hold at this area because it's flat. Though it can still go low as that 10 cents. Oh, this is weekly, right? So this is the weekly time frame, and of course, possibly retest this area of around 20 cents if it continues, or I mean, if it reverses and trend higher. Now let's try to look on the daily time frame. 10 cents and 20 cents. That's the support and resistance using the weekly time frames. So let me just delete it so that we'll not delete all of the and how about this one? Can just so what's in it? Well, if you look at just the trend itself, you can see that still within this downtrend area. So of course my bias here is it will continue to trend lower. And also same with the divergence indicator that could possibly retest this area around more or less the 30 RSI. So that's it. So I think I'll just wait for it at around this area, around the 10 cents. Same with the weekly time frame. And of course, the resistance I'm looking at is this, possibly this area, the 20 cents or within this uptrend channel. So let's try to move on with this low time frame or lower time frame, which is the 3 hours. So normally I analyze from longer time frame or higher time frame, and then I'll go to the lower time frames. So what's with this? Let me just delete it, and even this one. There's actually a gap here. Wait, let me just plot this. Oh, QC. So on a 3-hour triangle pattern, and possibly a hidden bullish divergence. This is going up while this is going down. But of course, the price should hold within this support area. Else, break down to this uh, support area of around 13 cents, more or less, or yeah, 13 cents could possibly retest this 10 cents. So I think almost the same with the weekly time frame. 30 minutes. This is the last time frame that we'll check. Here. There's a lot of gaps. Oh, what happened? So using the 30 minutes time frame, you can see that it's almost close to this regular bullish divergence area, which is 32.98 area. So I think it will hold, but of course with this type of chart, I normally don't like this type of chart. There's a gap there, and another gap there. And currently it's a bearish candle that could possibly will retest this one. So I think as even to 30 minutes time frame. So possibly I'll just wait for at least to consolidate or at least have a strong bounce from this support area, because the support area I'm looking at is the 10 cents, more or less that 10 cents on 30 on weekly time frame. But of course on this 30 minutes time frame, possibly this area, which is more or less the 13 cents. So if this holds, let's try to so I think I'll just wait for a much clearer trend. So yeah, let's just go back to 3 hours time frame. At least should be a hold at this area, or yeah, I'll just wait for it at this previous support area, which is possibly this area. Using the 3 hours, the support area is at least the 13 cents. So I think we're almost close to that area, because the 10 cents, that's the support using the weekly time frame. So actually it could possibly trade possibly sorry, let's just change that, because I need to double click so that at least that's the last so I'm expecting this possibly type of pattern, because this is also a triangle normal, or possibly it could also break down this area, that area, if ever. But since I use this one, it means that my bias here is more on a bullish, trending up, because we are possibly seeing a possible bullish divergence. So let's see, but of course I will wait for a breakout from here using this 3 hours time frame. So let's see how it goes for this ADA. Actually, I'm also looking at it, ADA, NEM, and what else? What other alts? But right now, yeah, I just bought some XRP. I think this month, though I have some previous XRP before. Well, it's just placed in my wallet. So I think that's it, guys. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's already 17:07. OMG. So just two more, I mean, less than 15 minutes, or more or less 17 minutes before 4 o'clock. Oh. I did not try the short or the downside of it. That's why I trade other assets. So that's it. On a daily time frame, you can see that it and using this Coin.ph chart. It's if this does not hold, of course, it will possibly trend and possibly fill the CMC gap at 16,980. A breakdown to that level could possibly retest 16,200 area. So let's see. However, the daily time frame still 16 hours before it closed. Still a strong selling pressure from BTC. So I think I'll just wait for it at the support area, which is close to CMC gap. Possibly I will, actually I already have posted a possible long, I mean a long at 17,000, and that's actually 50% of my position, of my normal position, and then I'll just wait at this 16,200 if ever it continues to go and trade lower. So I think that's it, guys. Good luck to those who are currently trading, and yeah, I hope you're consistently gaining some profits. Consistent profit means for me is that realized gain is of course higher than the realized loss. For me, unrealized gains and unrealized loss, there's still a possibility that it will become a realized loss. So, of course, on conservative note, I will use the realized gains and realized loss. I do not consider unrealized gains as gains. That's just a paper gain. There's still a lot that will happen to that, especially if you don't manage a risk. That's your position could still be liquidated, especially if you're trading at a very tight liquidation, and of course your position size. So there you go, guys. If you have other questions, just free to ask. Oh, what I mean by other assets is other investment assets like for of course commodities, forex, and stocks. Though of course most of them are actually related, especially when it comes to of course to dump. BTC is highly or strongly correlated to gold. Same with equities. So I think that's it, guys. And yeah, let me just share if yeah this yeah, this is actually my channel. So if you look at it, my yesterday's what's that transaction is mostly Nasdaq. I think Nasdaq, gold, silver, and yeah, some forex. So this is of course a realize gains. So most of them, yeah, I managed to close them at least at a gain. So yeah, you can join here or in my other. So thanks, guys. And for next week, what's for next week? I will update the investment assets returns, year-to-date returns, because normally I monitor that. Cryptocurrencies, commodities, and indices. That's I think that's the bulk of it. Oh, did not. I don't know if. Or maybe the internet. Yeah, sorry for the. Thanks, guys. See you again on Monday. Monday, same time, 2 p.m. Philippine time. Happy trading. Happy. I don't know. It seems like it's not sending, or I'm not seeing it here. Happy trading, everyone. Or maybe just the slow internet. Seems like it's sending, but it's not appearing here. Anyway, so I think that's it, guys. See you again on Monday. So good luck to all your trades. I hope you will manage also to make some profits for this weekend for the whole month of December. And of course, especially for the year, for the whole year of 20. Bye guys. It's sending but it's not, I'm not seeing here. Anyway, I think that's it.